guys, I know there's been not concern, but Pope figure everybody wanted to get that volume up. Obviously, with the percentage up too. You guys struggled at Georgia, but two of the last three games have been maybe your two of the three best games
Yeah.
so far this season. What has anything changed there?
Just try to make plays for each other. You know, that's where our threes come from. When you try to make plays for each other, that's when we're at our best. So we've been trying to emphasize that recently. Coach Figure always emphasizes playing for each other, playing fast. It starts with rebounding too. When you rebound, it's easy to get out in transition. So those all play into each other. Those are all factors.
And the assist opportunities, is that something that you had heard much of before you
No,
guys
not
picked
before
up
I got
here?
here.
And
But that's something
how
that's really
important is that?
that was really important. That's it's more important than actual assists. Like, you know, we were trying to get as many assist opportunities as possible because those would translate into the threes, the open shots, the open threes, the layups, and easy opportunities for us to score.
Post game on Saturday, Amari said that one thing you guys wanted to show is that you're not soft. You guys don't feel like you are, but there was maybe some chatter like on social media, and that was like a point of emphasis. How big has that been for the team, and is that something you guys
No, it's been
talked about?
no, yeah, it's been huge. You know, we've been hearing the noise, we've been hearing the chatter about us being a soft team, and that's just not. We know we all came from different stories, different backgrounds, but none of us are soft. So that's something we took to heart, and we went out there and we're going to prove to them that we're not a soft team at all. We're going to continue to prove that as the season goes along.
Could you speak on the bench energy? Because there was a shot on the broadcast. I think Andrew Carr got like a shot and one, and like you guys were going crazy on
Yeah.
the bench. How much does that help when you're out there, and how do you bring that energy when you're on the bench?
I don't know. We need that to be a successful team. When we go on these road trips, we're all we got. We're the only. We have to bring our own energy. Everybody else in the crowd is there to boo us and not give us the energy. So trying to take the energy away from us actually. So it's important for us to be able to support our teammates when on the bench, and it's fun. That's part of the game. When you're on the bench, you want to cheer on your teammates. You want them to feel your energy because it's easier to play out there when you know you got brothers on your back.
I know Coach Brooks does that kind of, I think, film study thing on body language and supporting your teammates and such, and I know bench stuff is like an example of that. So can you kind of speak to what those film sessions are like, and also maybe what it's like having a coach emphasize something that's not shooting, scoring, rebounding, but actually just the body language that you're exuding to your teammates?
Yeah, he calls it beast mode. So it's like when you're on the bench and you're cheering your teammates on. He sees your energy. Like when a teammate dunks and there's like four people on the bench jumping in the air with them, he's like, you're dunking with your teammate. Like those little things matter. When we're at the free throw line and everybody, hits each other's hand, and we huddle up after fouls, just like that. It's just little stuff like that. Being the most together team in the country really matters when it comes to March because that's when you want to play, and that's where our actual end goal is. So those things are really important, and he emphasizes those.
So I was going to say, how do those things translate to in-game success?
Just being together, your teammate, it makes you feel closer to them. So it just helps with your confidence and just. It makes you want to go out there and fight for your brother. It's not just your teammate, it's not just a random guy, it's your brother out there. You really believe that, so it makes you want to fight for him more.
You guys made 6 threes against Georgia, then 16 right over the weekend. Kind of a crazy week, right? And then kind of shows you lose that game where you only hit 6, when you hit 16. So is there something to that? You guys want to be better from 2, but if you guys make those threes, you're gonna have a good chance to win any game.
Yeah, I mean that matters, but that's not what we want to be able to hang our hat on. We lost the Georgia game mostly because of rebounding, and that's something that we had to improve on. And that's something that we did improve on Saturday, and I feel like that's a big reason why we got the win. And Coach always talks about we're not going to be a team that wins because of made shots. We're going to be a team because we rebound and we're tougher and we guard. So those are things we want to hang our hat on and really determine what the outcome of the game is.
Saturday, Mississippi State went on that little run, and you were able to come in and hit those 2 big threes and kind of provide a spark. You guys have said, any given night somebody can hit the big shots. What does it take to come off the bench and give that spark?
Just being ready at all times, staying ready, knowing that your opportunity is going to come and that whenever you get the opportunity, you make the most of it. So especially with a coach like we have, he's always confident in you. It's easy to be confident in yourself. So, that was meant to happen.
Had to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it felt
defensively, making the jump from high school to college basketball?
Yeah, it's definitely, like you said, it's an adjustment. You're playing against a lot better players. Even if you're guarding the best player on the opposing high school team every game, you're still probably not guarding somebody as good as you're guarding now. But just kind of getting to have those reps, had so many reps from the beginning of the summer until now. I think I'm starting to get confidence in it. And, we got great coaches. Me and Trent and Colin, we're out there before practice every single day for 15, 20 minutes getting in defensive work. just on the fundamentals of it. That's something that before I got here, I didn't know there was fundamentals of defense. I thought you just kind of go out there and play hard a little bit. So kind of learning from Lamont, from Kerr, those guys, the fundamentals of defense, the ins and out of it, just like offense has. It's helped a lot, I think.
How important then is the scouting report playing? What kind of role does it play in how you play defensively, knowing your opponent, what they like to do, that sort of thing?
Yeah, the scout is everything. You can do a lot of things great on defense, but if you're guarding the guy right into what he wants to do, it's useless. So yeah, we have a good scout. I think our coaches do a great job of getting us the information we need on players to know what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. We're big on data, so points per possession is big for us. Kind of knowing if a guy is say he's a 1.2 point per possession from three, but he's a 0.8 from inside 3-point line. Obviously, we want him inside the 3-point line. We'll run him off the line. So just stuff like that is stuff that makes the game a lot easier to play.
You talked about trying to attack Lamont Butler, the defender, and how difficult that is. What about the other way around? How hard is it to guard him? And what does he do out there?
Yeah, as good of a defender as Lamont is, he's a great offensive player too. Like guarding him, he's so physical. Getting downhill, you gotta really stand your ground there. He's so quick, like off cuts and stuff. It's hard because you want to be there to meet him on the other side of the screen, but he could also backdoor you so quick. Like he's a great offensive player, and he's really smart. That's something that I think has grown his game. And Coach Pope's 2 feet has made a ton of difference for him because the guy his size, how strong he is to be able to play off 2 feet and be under control. It's really hard to guard for a guard, much less a big. So yeah, I think that's made. It's really hard to guard him honestly, but he's good, and I think it's made a lot of difference for me in the games.
Is that something he obviously made a great play at the end of regulation, last basket of the game. There was kind of him not freelancing, but kind of making a read and doing. Do you kind of have to be on your toes that way as a defender that you know he could really do anything at any time? Definitely.
Yeah, he's very versatile, a very good offensive player, and he just kind of has that DNA. And then whenever when the game's on the line, when things are getting tough, when the team hasn't had a bucket in a few minutes, he's probably going to go get one. And that bucket at the end of the Mississippi State game was kind of proof of that, and also proof of the 2 feet that he was playing off of. Coach jokes all the time that whenever he's at San Diego State, he was a 1-foot player. He probably would have jumped up off 1 foot and tried to have a hope shot on that, but he played off 2 feet, and it worked out well for us. So he's a great offensive player.
Pope said from asked about Ansley. Pope said from the beginning that he was going to win a couple games for Kentucky. How cool was it to kind of see the day one to now and seeing Ansley win the game for the guys in Starkville?
Yeah, it was awesome. Ansley's a guy that's always in the gym. He's first one in, last one out. So to be able to see that work pay off for him, kind of get a few minutes there in a big time. Coach had some faith in him, subbed him in there, and worked out great for us. So just, he has immense confidence in himself. Just to kind of see a couple of those shots go in, it was a lot of fun.
You kind of went viral for the newspaper. What did you think about that? And then did you bring any home?
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, we saw whenever we got to the gym the night before after our flight for a shoot around, we saw a bunch of them there, and we obviously thought it was funny. Anytime Kentucky comes to town, there's going to be something like that there. So we picked up a few whenever we were heading out, put them in our bags, just kind of had them, and then they were out in the locker room for sure. And yeah, I got a few. I gave a couple to my mom and dad, and my little brother made the trip down, so I gave some to them.
Jackson Robinson, Ansley, can you talk about just the confidence that Pope's instills in them and you for anyone to come in and kind of break through like that, help the team?
Yeah, I think something that's great about our team is we have so many weapons, so many guys that can have a great night any night. I think that in itself builds confidence. Like every night doesn't have to be your night. You just have to be consistent. Just come out and play a good game, and kind of be a well-rounded team. I think that's good for us. But it's always great when you have games where Jackson comes out and scores 27 on 7 of 10 from the three. Like that's pretty impressive, and it really makes the game easy for the other guys out there. And then whenever Ansley comes in at the end and kind of closes it that way. But yeah, no, Coach Pope instills a lot of confidence in us. Really the only time he gets mad at us on offense is for not shooting. So that's something you always want from a coach. So yeah, that's just the confidence and the work that those guys put in really showed.
First off, did you see Coach Pope go up and talk to the young fan up in the concourse there?
I saw it on Twitter. Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, what did you think? It probably doesn't surprise you, but just your thoughts about your coach.
Yeah, no, it doesn't surprise me at all. He's a great guy. Always has time for anyone. Just kind of shows what type of person he is. He's the head coach at the the best basketball school in the country, has more eyes on him than anybody else, always could be doing something else. But he continually makes time for people that need it, people that really support the university, support the basketball team. So he gives back to them. I think that's something that shows how great he is, and he kind of instills that in us, just making the little things important, making little efforts to try and make someone's day.
Technical question. When people, the average basketball fan, when he hears you talk about playing off 2 feet or playing off 1 foot, saying, what's he talking about? How would you explain that?
I would explain playing off 2 feet whenever you get in the lane or really anywhere, coming to 2 feet so you have both feet set and you can make a play out of that instead of playing off 1 foot where you have to shoot, pass, or do something like that immediately. Playing off 2 feet, you have the ability to just kind of ground yourself and make a decision later instead of making a quick decision. And we like to do it so it takes the hope out of the game. Like if you're playing off 1 foot, you have to hope that something's going to happen in that split second, that you're moving around in the air. Playing off 2 feet, you have 5 seconds, maybe more, to make a decision. So that's something that can really expand a game for a team.
Is it a hard adjustment to make if you're used to playing off of 1 foot?
I think it's a little bit of a tough adjustment, but from the summer until now, I think we've been really good at making those adjustments and getting to it. Obviously, there's still slip-ups, guys go in there off 1 foot and get blocked or something, and then coach will pull you over there and tell you that's why you got blocked because you played off 1 foot, maybe play off 2 next time. But I think we've got a team that's really dedicated to it, and it's helping us a lot.